And a pleasant good Monday evening to you from Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, as the Wareham Gatemen take on the Anglers for Game 2 in today's doubleheader in what is Game 8 of the 2022 Cape Cod League season. Cade Crenshaw with you alongside Cameron Ezeir for this evening's ball game. Can we go back earlier this afternoon where Chatham locked up the 5-3 victory over the Gatemen, and obviously the most powering force behind it was DeLeo's grand slam back in the fourth inning. Outside of that, a solid pitching performance from the Gateman staff. Once again, just 5 hits allowed in the ball game.
Michael Sansone was dealing. From our vantage point, it looked like he was locating well. Couple of them he let run inside a bit, 3 hit-by pitches, but that was his one mistake pitch of the entire summer. Through around 8 innings of work, left it over the middle, and that was a home run, and the offense just couldn't survive after that.
For the Gatemen, top of the order will be Blake Wright for the 3rd straight game, the shortstop out of Clemson. Batting second will be Hogan Windish, and batting third, per the usual status quo for Harvey Shapiro's ball club, is Nebraska's Max Anderson. Well, it's a righty-on-righty matchup with West Virginia's Jacob Waters on the bump. The right-handed 6'4" junior peering in towards home with Wright now in the box. First pitch on the way. Fastball inside at 93 miles an hour, called strike 1. Waters was able to dip on the inside corner. Here's the 0-1 offer. Breaking ball down in the dirt at the feet of Wright. Count evened up at 1 apiece. So far this season, this is Waters' 2nd appearance in the CCBL. He's tossed 2 2/3 innings of no-hit baseball. He did allow 2 runs, though, after walking 5. Here's the 1-1. Up and nearly hits Wright. He has to dip out of the way of it and dive down to the ground. Luckily, it didn't hit him, and it's just ball 2. Waters, you look at the numbers, and the main thing it tells you, he's effectively. Wright looks on, the 2-1. Swing and a miss, fastball up and away. Count even to 2 apiece. Brown moving over, throw across in time, 1 away.
It's good contact for this Wareham team that just struggled to get contact on the ball earlier on in the season. The biggest issue in that Falmouth game early on had nothing to do with the hitting. So the fact that contact is continuing here into Game 2 is a good sign, especially because this is a Gateman team that struck out 14 times in Game 1.
Hogan Windish steps in, righty on righty. First pitch with 1 away. Taken inside edge, called strike 1, a changeup pitch at 84 miles per hour. First ballpark we have this season with a radar gun on the scoreboard. It's the 0-1 toss. Windish lays off the off speed as it misses upstairs at the letters. Count even at 1-1. Windish 0 for 3 in Game 1. The first time this season he has not gotten a hit. That ends a 6-game streak. 1-1 offering. Down at the toes. It's ball 2. Windish out of Jefferson, North Carolina. A UNC Greensboro senior. 23 years old is Windish, one of the more experienced players in the Cape this season. It's the 2-1 pitch. Lifted up into the infield skies, now drifting back onto the outfield grass goes Garibay, and the right fielder camps under it, and that is the 2nd out. 64 degrees and sunny skies this evening, 6-mile-per-hour winds here at the ballpark. That's rolling eerily from right to left, from the first baseline over the left field fencing. The Gatemen in their road blue tops, cranberry numerals, white trim, gray pants with the blue stripe. Max Anderson, 3rd righty hitter of the inning, a 2-out pitch. Liner back up the middle, but the second baseman Riggio picks it up on a hop. His throw in time for the 3rd and final out. A pair of groundouts and a flyout is how the Gateman offense starts this one. We head to the bottom of the 1st, still scoreless. Are the Gatemen and the Chatham Anglers, as Jonathan Brand will take the bump when we return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exiferis and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service.
Back at Veterans Field tonight for Wareham Gateman Baseball. Cade Crenshaw joined alongside Cameron Ezeir in the booth tonight. We head into the bottom of the first inning. Still no score as the Gateman offense went down in order in the top half. The ball now in the glove of tonight's starting pitcher, Jonathan Brand, the 5'9" right-hander out of Miami, Ohio, soon to be an Auburn Tiger this fall. He'll work against Rock Riggio to lead off this frame, second baseman from Oklahoma State. Righty on lefty matchup as Brand makes his second start of the summer. First pitch, fouled off right side out of play. Soft hopper off the plate from Riggio. Came in as a pinch runner in game one of this doubleheader. Did not see any official ABs. He would play second base in the top of the seventh. This one as well is a 7-inning ball game. The 0-1 from Brand, off speed outside, count even at 1 apiece. Brand's first outing of the summer came back on Tuesday against Bourne. He had a final line of 5 innings of 1 hit, no score baseball, while striking out 5. Hesitation, the 1-1, off speed up and away at 79 miles per hour on the changeup pitch from the Columbus, Georgia native. 2 balls, 1 strike to Rock Riggio, the Anglers' leadoff man. Brand delivers, foul back into the netting. As Riggio now sits on 2 strikes. The Anglers tonight wearing the pinstripe pants. If you're Riggio, the blue socks pulled up to the knees, meanwhile the tops blue in color. White lettering across the chest, reading Chatham with red numerals. Not to mention those blue batting helmets sitting on top. Brand shakes off 1 pitch, now 2. He's settled in, peering towards home. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Breaking ball down low. Got Riggio to miss, and that's 1 down.
Good pitch from Jonathan Brand. Switching up the sequencing, choosing to go low for the first time in the AB and going off speed as well as Riggio was looking all fastball.
Here's Matt Hogan, center fielder, originally a New York native, but he spent the last 4 years in the SEC, between 3 at Vanderbilt and this past spring at South Carolina. It's righty on lefty, first toss. Fastball missing up high, count 1-0. Hogan, after spending just 1 year with the Gamecocks, is back in the transfer portal. The 1-0. Lifted up and over the heads of the folks sitting on the third base side of the bleachers. Cam, one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard about a player came from Vanderbilt head coach Tim Corbett. When he talked about Matt Hogan, he said, simply put, nobody cheers against this kid. He's that well-liked. Always a huge smile across his face, very energetic, very engaged. He's exactly the type of player you want in your clubhouse. The 0-1 foul back into the netting behind home plate for strike 2.
It's always good, especially taking into account how hard it is to get to the major league level. Usually it's college and then the buffer of getting drafted in the minor league baseball. So to have someone that can be that encouraging part of the team and also be a good ball player is really important.
Brand settles in for the 0-2, raises at the letters and fires. Pitch misses up the letters across the jersey of Hogan, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Make that 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 down, the base is empty. Still no score in Chatham. Brand comes home. 2-2 pitch skied up and over our heads, just to the left of home plate as it hits the shrubbery behind us. Roughly 4 or 5 kids charging after, so you can take home the souvenir. Sun beginning to set over the left field fencing. Tall trees sit in the distance. 2-2 pitch. Off speed, lifted up and over the third base side once again in foul territory. Brand comes into this ball game as the ERA king of college baseball this past spring. He led all of Division I with a 1.40 mark for the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Brand, the 2-2. Line shot down the line into right field. Will it stay fair? It indeed does go off the wall. Hogan turns on the Jets. He's headed for second base with a stand-up, 1-out double.
Good location from Matt Hogan. You talk about his personality in the clubhouse. He can also barrel the ball, and for a lefty that can turn on a ball down the middle like that, that's huge for not just who he decides to play with in the fall, as you mentioned he was in the transfer portal, but also just the variety of player he is, where he can be speedy on the defensive side and he can launch it down the line at the plate.
With Hogan beginning to creep off of second base with 1 out, here's Cooper Engel batting out of the 3 spot as the designated hitter. Righty on lefty. Brand looks back towards the runner, now comes home. First pitch taken fastball, right over the heart of the plate, 0-1. There's a little bit of a Palmetto State trend, if you will. We mentioned Hogan, a former Gamecock, batting in the 2 spot. Engel himself is from Clemson, and the on-deck circle another Tiger in Caden Grice. The 0-1. Off speed, missing up and out. Count even at 1-1. Engel a couple practice swings before stepping in the box. He's now ready, and so is Brand. Glove chest high, and the 1-1 offering. Off speed, dipping and diving down to the feet of Engel. Ball 2. A great crowd on hand tonight at Veterans Park. We see a couple of our furry friends around as well. Brand with a slight bend of the knee, comes home with a 2-1. It's swung through and missed for strike 2. Change-up pitch from Brand really set on the bottom half of the zone there, Cam. Engel just didn't know what to do with it.
You know, for a guy that batted over 350 at Clemson this past spring, you can't give him any bunnies to hit. Got to locate all over the zone.
Hogan stands at second with 1 away. No score. The 2-2 pitch. Engel, soft pop-up into the infield skies. Anderson camps under it at second base. And that's the second out.
And see, that's a great pitch from Jonathan Brand, because you put more velocity on it, that's a bad pitch down the middle. You take a little bit off of it, and what Cooper Engel is reading is a ball down the heart of the plate rather than a ball down the heart of the plate that has a late break to it. That's why he swung a bit early and popped it up rather than giving it a charge into right.
From one Clemson product on to the next, here's Caden Grice, left-hitting first baseman. Runner at second, 2-out toss. Off speed, finds the bottom half of the zone. It's strike 1. Talked to Caden Grice's father earlier this afternoon. He made the trip up from Tigertown. He's been here the last couple of days and just left after batting practice ended. Had a plane to catch. The 0-1 swung through and missed. Back-to-back change-up pitches. That time strike 2.
What impressed me most about Grice in the batting cages during batting practice was how he was attacking each and every ball. He didn't really take what you would call a day off on any pitch.
Former two-way player for Clemson that primarily focused as a hitter this past spring. Brand lines and deals. The 0-2 in the batter's box, kicking up dirt. Jogging over to third goes Hogan as the pitch got away from the catcher, Ryan Campos. Because where it dove into the dirt, it got behind Cade Grice's body, so Campos had to make a 180-degree halfway trip around him, which gave Hogan plenty of time to move up to third. He now stands 90 feet from home in this scoreless affair. Bottom first inning action. Hogan a good 10 feet off of the third base. Wall, look up, it's gone. Cade and Grice up and over the left field fence. It's 2-0 Chatham in the bottom of the first.
Just beyond the center field fence, the Monomoy and Pretty Picky team. Everything you need to hit a Chatham Real Estate home run brought to you by.
Didn't take that pitch off. Read it like a book. I think Jonathan Brand was looking too much at third, almost like you were doing, Cade, with that leadoff. You're right, he was a third of the way home and missed his placement just a bit high, and it allowed Grice to go a bit oppo center.
2 down. Here's Guy Garibay Jr., the right fielder. Sees it at the eyes for ball 1. First home run given up by Jonathan Brand this summer. First earned run as well. The 1-0 pitch put on the ground and through the right side for a base hit. Anderson gave chase from second, but he couldn't get there in time. And the first inning continues for the Anglers. A 2-out single for Garibay puts a man on for Paul Winland Jr.
Jonathan Brand needs to focus less on trying to get ahead of the count, almost like Michael Sansone did, and try to pick out his locations a little more precisely.
Winland out of Florida Southeastern. Lefty on lefty. Garibay inching off of first. The 2-out pitch taken for strike 1 on the outer half. Sun is dead in the hitter's eyes. The 0-1. Taken for strike 2, this time in the lower half of the zone, still on the outside half of the plate. Sun setting over the corner in left field. Brand just looking to close out this inning. The 0-2. Off speed. Got him. Called strike 3 for Jonathan Brand. He strikes out 2, but Chatham gets on the board first as Cade Grice leaves the yard. A 2-run shot for the Clemson Tiger as the Anglers lead it by a pair. We'll be back for the top of the second when we return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
As we make our way into the top of the second inning, Chatham up 2-0 on Wareham, courtesy of a Cade Grice 2-run homer moments ago, as Jacob Waters returns to the bump for the A's, and he will inherit the 2-run lead. He'll work against 4-5-6 in the Wareham order, led off by Torrin Montgomery, Missouri designated hitter. Righty on righty, first pitch. Liner shot up and out of play. It sails into the Gateman bullpen of right field. Montgomery had himself another good day at the plate earlier this afternoon. 2 for 3 ball game with a double, and he brought home a run. 0-1 pitch. Montgomery takes it at the feet, count even at 1 apiece. Waters delivers the 1-1 pitch. Once again, it picks up some dirt on its way down for ball 2. Cam Torn finally had that breakout game on Friday at Brewster. A 3 for 5 performance that included a solo homer. The 2-1 toss. Liner shot down the third base line is going to go far away, but into foul territory. Cam, if that pitch is straightened out, Montgomery just picked up his second homer of the year.
He talked about his approach changed ever since Friday in that 3 for 5 performance against Brewster. He just seems a lot more comfortable with the wooden bat. We talked to him earlier in the week, and he said it wasn't an adjustment going from the metal bat to the wooden bat. It was more just trusting in his swing.
Waters delivers the 2-2. Down and in. Count runs full. Montgomery at the plate. Kellum Clark in the on-deck circle with Ryan Campos set to hit third for the Gateman. Defensively, the A's set standard. The payoff pitch. Fouled off back towards the A's dugout on the third base side. The man on the bump is Jacob Waters, junior right-hander from West Virginia. Look back this spring, 75 strikeouts and 59 and a third innings. Montgomery swinging the bat down low, now brings it above his shoulders. We'll see it again, the payoff. Foul just in front of the plate, into the field of play. Picking it up is Riggio. Throw in time. Montgomery is out.
Close play. Montgomery's got some speed. We saw it earlier in the week against, pretty sure it was against Brewster when he had to come home. And he didn't read a wave from Harvey Shapiro fast enough, but he still was able to get home in time, slotting in safely. He was also 8 for 8 in stolen bags in the past 2 seasons in Missouri, even for his big 6'4" frame.
I initially said fouled there, Cam. It looked like it hit off the front of the plate, but it must have just kicked up some dirt in front of the battery. Here's Kellum Clark, righty on lefty, the 1-out pitch. Clark goes opposite way, but it's out of play. Connecting on the 93-mile-per-hour fastball for strike 1. Kellum Clark ended a 4-game hit streak earlier this afternoon. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Off speed in the lower half of the zone down at his knees. Gets him to miss for strike 2. Clark just had 1 plate appearance. It was a pitch hit in the top of the 7th inning. He would strike out. Bases clear with 1 away. The 0-2 offering. Liner outside, and into the bleachers it goes. No shortage of free baseballs scattered around the ballpark tonight. We'll see it again, the 0-2. Clark, swing and miss. Breaking ball down and away. That's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Waters. And that puts 2 down in the top of the 2nd.
The catcher from Arizona State, number 11,
Yeah, I wonder if
Campos.
Kellum Clark coming to pinch hit in the 7th, which was pretty much the 9th of game 1 because it's a doubleheader and you're going to play 7, and striking out, had any reason of him coming into this game and swiping at that one. I think he's just trying to get the bat hot, and that's what led him to swing a bit late.
2-out pitch to Campos. Foul ball out of play. Yeah, you're right, Cam. Oftentimes, when you have a second game on deck, sometimes late in the ball game, you try to switch things up with your offense, throw a guy out there you know who's going to play in game 2, and that was not only the case with Clark, but also with Ryan Campos, who just had 1 plate appearance, but he made it worth the while, picking up a single. Righty on lefty with 2 down, the 0-1. Fouled off the plate, back towards the backstop it goes. 0-2. Chatham leading by a pair in the top of the second inning. Campos, a long pause out of the box. He's ready. So is Waters. The 0-2. Outside and down for ball one. Campos just had an incredible freshman season for Arizona State. Led the team with a .357 average. The 1-2. Soft dribbler right side of the infield. Waters will pick it up himself, a scoop, and step on the bag. Waters, you don't often see it, but that is a one unassisted out to end the top of the second inning. Just picked it up and jogged over himself, called off Grice. He said, I got this. We head to the bottom of the second. Chatham up 2-0 on the Gateman as Jonathan Brand looks for a bounce-back frame. We'll rejoin him when we return to Veterans Field for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod to the major leagues. Only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
Back for Wareham Baseball on the Gateman Radio Network. Cade Crenshaw alongside Cameron Ezeir. And Cam, it is a beautiful night for baseball. We've got the sun just beginning to set over the tall trees in left field. Meanwhile, we've got center field playing over the PA system. You couldn't ask for a much better evening at the ballpark. 64 degrees. It's got a light chill in the air, but just enough for a light jacket.
Especially when a pair of doubleheaders, not just Wareham and Chatham, but another doubleheader as well, was canceled or postponed yesterday due to inclement weather. And then it's a Wareham team that's dealt with a lot of chilly days, a few really nice that we have a nice sunny day for everyone to watch and listen to.
The A's order led off by Marcus Brown, the Oklahoma State shortstop. It's right on left matchup as Brand comes home. First pitch, fastball, outside, count 1-0. Chatham took a 2-0 lead in the first frame on a Cade Grice 2-run blast. The 1-0 pitch. Foul back into the home plate netting to even up the count at 1-1. Brown 1-0 for 2 in first game of today's doubleheader. He did draw a walk. Brand sends home the 1-1. Lifted up and into right field for a base hit. Just falling on the trimmings of the outfield grass was that baseball, but it was just enough for Marcus Brown to get to first base for a leadoff single.
Just leaving baseballs over the middle is Jonathan Brand, which we're not used to seeing, especially because in that start, in that tie 2-2 against Bourne, he was so good in 5 innings of work, only gave up 1 hit, and right now you're just seeing him leaving some balls on top of the plate.
That being the 4th hit surrendered so far by Brand. 1 on, nobody out for Thomas Caulfield. Of the left-handed stick. First pitch. Fastball. Doesn't catch the outer third. Ball 1. Sun is still well in the hitter's vision. The 1-0. Check swing up high. They go to the infield umpire. He says that Caulfield held back. And that's ball 2. Brand settles in. sends home the 2-0. Swung on and missed. Fastball that was a little bit off the plate, but the lefty hitter Caulfield couldn't connect. That's strike one. Caulfield out of Millersville University, located in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. A whopping population of 8,094 square miles. Brand will step off the rubber, look back to the runner, no throw is made. Now the back right foot, back over the white stripe. Glove resting right along the letters. The 2-1. Off speed, outer edge, it dips to the bottom corner. Count even at 2-2. One on, nobody out. Chatham leading by a pair. The 2-2 swung on and missed for strike three. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Jonathan Brand.
The catcher.
And that'll put one away in the bottom of the second.
It's a beautiful pitch. Goes off speed, sets it almost near where the neck area of Thomas Caulfield was. It dips down below his belt. So he can't really get it.
A runner on at first with one away. Brand fires home. The 1-0 pitch settles in the bottom half, even a count at 1-1.
That pitch is so lethal. Mid-70s, dropping in. Has a lot of good movement on it. Picks out his location prior to even throwing it, and always usually finds it. It's usually the fastball that kind of gets away from him.
Brand. Count 1-1. Turns and deals. Popped up and out of play over the third base side. Into the bleachers it comes. No fans are able to make the catch. Campos gave chase. It didn't sail far out of play, just roughly probably 5 or 6 feet off of the fencing. That's a long strike two.
I will say we are in a great location to make a barehanded catch out here in what I would describe as diagonal left behind home plate, right next to the press box. Ball comes this way, Cade. I'm reaching up and grabbing it.
You'll have to beat me to it. A man on with one down. Brand comes set. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rivera. The pitch. Runner going. Popped up and out of play, though, from Rivera. We'll do it again. Two runs on 4 hits so far from the Chatham A's. Brown on at first. He singled to lead off this inning. Rivera digs in. The bright orange neon cleat into the batter's box dirt, and we're back to baseball. Campos giving the sign out to Brand. C readies and deals the 1-2. Off-speed pitch, boy, bottom half of the zone. I thought it was going to find the outside corner. Home plate, Mickey Garcia saw otherwise. That's ball 2.
It looked like a strike to me as well. But of course his vantage point a little better than ours, which is more of a diagonal angle than straight on.
Brand looking for his 4th strikeout of the ball game and back-to-back. 2-2. Down the dirt, runner goes. The throw from Campos a little high as it pulls Anderson up in the air, and getting under the tag is Brown for the stolen base. The A's have a man in scoring position with 1 away. Rivera looking on for the full count pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order on deck. Offering. Rivera, liner on the ground to second. Anderson picks it up. His throw in time. That's out number 2 as Brown moves over to third. He's 90 feet closer to home, and the A's are just as close to extending their 2-0 lead.
The last time Chatham had a runner on third was in game 1. Came in to score via grand slam from Jake DeLeo. Fortunately for Wareham, Jonathan Brand has 2 outs to look at and 2 open bases.
Rock Riggio, the second baseman, looks on. 1 of 3 to strike out this afternoon. With a man at third, the 2-out pitch. Off speed, got him to miss again. Down in the dirt it went. Count 0-1.
It's crazy to think that a mid-70s pitch can get by these stud collegiate hitters. It has so much movement and great location on it on the back end.
Wind rolling right to left across the diamond. The 0-1. Fouled off the off-speed pitch, off the plate, back to the backstop. Count 0-2. Chatham hitting just 193 as a ball club. That's bottom 4 in the league. The 0-2. Chopper up the first base line. Montgomery under tosses to Brand. He steps on the bag for the third and final out. Well, Jonathan Brand holds Chatham scoreless in the second inning as they total 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on at third. We're through 2 at Veterans Field. The A's lead it 2-0. We'll be back for the top of the third inning. Can the Gateman offense finally break through? We'll see when we return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Back for the top of the third. Here's Connor O'Brien, the first baseman out of Bradley. It's 7-8-9 due up for a Wareham offense that looks to erase a 2-run deficit to Chatham. Waters remains on the bump. Fires first pitch. Fastball missing the inside corner for ball 1. O'Brien on Saturday in the loss to Falmouth, 1 for 4 as he drew a walk. Righty old righty. Defensively, the A's set standard. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball out and away. Got him. Count even at 1. O'Brien, a 2022 All-Missouri Valley Conference first-teamer for the Bradley Braves. The 1-1 pitch comes home, skipping in the dirt in front of the plate at 91 miles per hour. Fastball just slipping from Waters. Waters peering in towards home, his chest facing the plate. He turns and fires. The 2-1 pitch swung through upstairs for strike 2. O'Brien just 2 for 14 this summer against right-handed pitching. That's a 142 average. Waters winds and deals. The off-speed 2-2 pitch dribbled up the first base line. Picking it up as Grice, and with a lengthy 6'5" frame, he has no trouble stepping on the bag. That's 1 away.
The third baseman from the University of Florida, number 37.
It's interesting because over this past 3-game stretch, if you don't include game 1 of the doubleheader, this offense has looked so good in its ability to find the gaps. And in game 1 of the doubleheader, early on it looked to be the same, but this team just doesn't look the same in terms of its ability to find the gaps and lift it.
The 1-out pitch to Derek Fabian, taken for strike 1 on the outside half. Fabian making his Wareham debut, a sophomore out of Florida. Saw action in 46 games during his true freshman season. The 0-1 pitch. Soft chopper over to short. Picking it up is Brown. His throw's in time. That's 2 away. Time player for the Gatemen. Meanwhile, here's Michael Robertson. First pitch fastball outside, count 0-1. I guess from one Gator to the next, you could say, as Fabian and Robertson make up a trio of Florida baseball players to join Wareham. Ty Evans still awaiting his debut performance. The 1-0 to Robertson, down and in. That's ball 2.
You know what's interesting about game 1 to game 2? 2 ground outs for Wareham in game 1, and already today 6.
Waters, a pitcher who keeps it low in the zone, which induces those ground balls. He sends home the 2-0. Fastball catches the outer third, called strike 1. Robertson, now in his 3rd game with the Gatemen, still looking for his first hit. He enters 0 for 5 on the year. 2-1 pitch, lifted back in the netting, third base side for strike 2. Skipping in the dirt, count will run full. Robertson's one of the more interesting storylines, I think, in the Cape this summer. He's yet to play a collegiate game. Wrapped up his senior season in high school in 2021, and now this past spring in 22 with the Gators, did not play due to injury. So his first game since high school was in the Cape Cod League. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Drop strike 3 is called. The throw to first in time to end the inning. And whoa now. The umpires are saying, not so fast. Grice did not step on first base when the throw down was made up the line. Boy, oh boy, what a tough way to continue this inning. If you're Chatham, Robertson will be safe at first on a drop strike 3. It looked to me that Grice had his back foot on the bag when he made the catch, but home plate umpire Mickey Garcia saw otherwise. The inning continues, and we go to the top of the order, and Blake Wright, the Clemson shortstop, 0 for 1.
In back-to-back games where the first base runner is off a drop in both these games.
First pitch to Blake Wright, taken for strike 1, up and in.
And I was going to tell you when Cade and Grice ran in that he was way in front of the bag and actually where the dirt met the grass right near first base, which obviously would say that he didn't touch the bag.
Pickoff throw to first, diving back in is Robertson. Wright, a ground out to lead off this ball game in the first inning. Now top third, the 0-1, down in the dirt, count even at 1 apiece. Yeah, I'm not sure the scoreboard can be reset or not, because there's a 0 posted in the top of the 3rd inning for Wareham, because everyone in the ballpark thought the inning was over. But a drop strike 3 keeps it going, as Grice's foot was not on the bag. Second pickoff attempt, Robertson back safely once again.
I think the only thing that you can say in defense of Grice is he's the reason that Chatham's up 2-0.
2-run blast in the first, his first long ball of the summer. The 2-1 to Blake Wright. Robertson goes, swing and miss, no throw is made, and just like that, Wareham has their first stolen base of the summer, that category at 0 no more. Robertson's in scoring position with 1 away.
Interesting that the 2 zeros, or there's still a couple in the triples category, the 2 zeros that were standing have been nullified today with the home run from Chatham in game 1 and the stolen base from Wareham here in game 2.
Full count to Blake Wright with a runner at second and 1 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He got it. Well, that will officially end the inning. I see no one left on the field this time, so we'll put a bow on that one and put it in the books. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Chatham leading 2-0 over Wareham. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League, from paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management. Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
Chatham sits on top of Wareham 2-0 as we make our way into the bottom of the third inning. Jonathan Brand back on the bump for his third frame of work. He'll work against 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Chatham, and that's the portion of the order that has done all the damage in this ball game. It's led off by Matt Hogan, a center fielder, 1 for 1 with a double. On deck will be Cooper Engel, and in the hole is Cade Grice with a 2-run blast. Hogan, out of South Carolina, currently in the transfer portal, that he's looking to possibly head back closer home. He's a New York native for his last collegiate season. Righty on lefty, first pitch, taken for strike 1, up and out. Hogan takes 2 steps out of the box, he's back in. And Brand, hesitation, the 0-1 off speed, lifted up and into right field, but Clark camps under it, and that's the first out. One correction there, Kim, my apologies. I must have lost that baseball. It dropped in for a base hit.
I must have lost it too on this end. Dipped into the shadows and, yeah, base hit.
Getting a little tough to see there in right field. Nonetheless, my apologies. Hogan will be on first with Cooper Engel at the plate. First pitch. Off the plate. That's ball 1. Hogan now a pair of base hits. 2 of Chatham's 5. Righty on lefty once again. Brand the 1-0. Chopper up the first base line. It'll roll foul across the chalk. Count even at 1 apiece as Hogan will retreat back to first. Engel will come back to the plate.
Smart play by Jonathan Brand as well, because it almost toggled between fair and foul, was rolling on the first base line, and right when it dipped into foul territory, even though it was bouncing between the two, Jonathan Brand scooped it up, which would make it a foul ball. If that one rolled back fair and then Brand touched it, it would have been fair. So smart play from Jonathan Brand to pick that one up in foul territory.
A dangerous man on deck, and Cade Grice, the home run hitter for the A's. But it's Engel at the dish with a man on. Pick over to first. Hogan dives back in safely. Engel 0 for 1 in this ball game. A ground out to second base back in the first inning. The 1-1 swung through for strike 2. Fastball outer edge. A long pause. Now the hitter back at the plate. Brand. Ready's at the letters. The 1-2.
Max Anderson from third over to second. You keep Blake Wright at short, and then you insert a new first baseman in Connor O'Brien. It looks just as smooth as it did when that 6-4-3 was originally in Game 1 of Blake Wright, Jack Hausinger to Torrin Montgomery.
Base is empty for the A's cleanup hitter, Cade Grice. First pitch, swing, put on the ground towards second. Anderson's there, the scoop and throw. That's the third and final out. No runs on 1 hit, a clean inning, and no men left on base for the A's, as we have 3 innings in the books of this 7-inning contest. Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Meanwhile, the A's look to sweep both games as they lead it 2-0. We head to the top of the 4th for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This week's special celebration of Red Shirt Friday is sponsored by Ezeir Hats, Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Tom and Jean Yockey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yockeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognized the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yockey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years.
Back for the top of the 4th inning, Chatham leading 2-0 over Wareham. As for the Gateman offense, it's 2-3-4 due up in the order. That's Windish, Anderson, and Montgomery. For Windish, he's 0 for 1 this afternoon, a fly out to right field back in the 1st inning. He takes a break before we get going, tightens up the batting gloves one last time, pulls up the sleeve on his right elbow. The bat is tapped twice across the plate. We're ready for baseball. Righty on righty. Waters, first pitch. Fastball in the dirt, count 1-0. The A's leading this one by 2 runs since a 2-run homer from Cade Grice in the 1st. Waters with his chest facing home plate, turns and sends home the 1-1. Fastball doesn't catch the lower half in the heart of the plate. It's ball 2. Windish out of UNC Greensboro. Went 0 for 3 in game 1 of this doubleheader. The 2-0. Windish takes a called strike 1 on the inner half. Count 2 balls, 1 strike.
I'm always so impressed when a guy like Jacob Waters, who in 2021 was mostly a relief guy, 2022 mostly a starting guy, can make that transition.
2 balls, 1 strike. Waters delivers. Fastball misses low once again at 92 miles per hour, according to our radar board. Windish is well ahead of the count, 3-1. The bat has yet to leave his shoulders. 3-1 offering. Skipping in the dirt is ball 4, and sometimes you don't have to use the bat to get it done. A leadoff walk for Hogan Windish will put a man on for Max Anderson.
Really positive for a Wareham team that picked up its stride in that 3-game stretch prior to game 1, forcing 30 walks and only just 25 strikeouts. And in that game 1, didn't really take advantage of any pitches outside the zone, only walked twice, a big reason why they lost game 1, 5-3.
First pitch to Anderson, hanging down low, count 1-0. Yeah, Cam, you're right. This is a Wareham team that had been capitalizing on the free passes as of late, but that not the case earlier today, as you alluded to. 14 strikeouts, just 2 walks drawn as an offense. Rivera's jogged out to the mound to have a conversation with the pitcher Waters. He's now headed back towards home plate. Windish occupies first with Max Anderson at the plate. Chatham leading it by a pair. Anderson 0 for 1, grounded out to second base back in the 1st inning. Nebraska Cornhusker stands in and awaits the 1-0 pitch. Waters fires. Put on the ground towards third. Foul ball. It will roll over to the third base side. Waters has been consistently sitting that fastball in the lower 90s roughly 92. I've seen as high as 94 so far tonight. Right-hander out of West Virginia. The 1-1 on the way. Woo! Up and inside on the hands of Anderson. I'm sure he made a similar noise as he lifted the hands high in the air to try to miss. That's ball 2.
In 93, you never want to be jammed on a pitch that you're thinking about hitting, but that time Anderson was.
1 on, nobody out in the top of the 4th. 2-1 pitch. Anderson lets it miss low. That's ball 3. For Waters, the command was great coming into this frame. He walked Windish on 5 pitches, and since the fastball has just been plunging into the dirt. 3-1 to Anderson. The pitch, 3-1, swung through for strike 2. Boy, that one rode up and in on him, and Anderson really just got locked into that swing and couldn't hold it back in time.
Like I was saying, you never want a pitch on the inner half where you feel jammed and you want to swing. He wanted to, and he did.
Looking to put 2 men on for Montgomery. A man at first with nobody out. Anderson at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Waters comes home. Fly ball into shallow center. Hogan charges, but he won't get there in time. That'll knock in for a little blooper single from Anderson. And a base hit and a walk have put the first 2 men on for the Gatemen in the top of the 4th.
Really good job staying with it. A lot of the times when you get jammed in on the hands twice, you'll be nervous at swinging at anything on the inner half because you feel like it is going to ride up into you. But that time, Anderson stayed patient, he stayed in the batter's box, and he stayed vigilant on what pitch he wanted to hit. He did a really good job lifting it up, getting under the ball.
2 men on for the only Gateman this season who has connected on a home run. It's Missouri's Torrin Montgomery. A solo blast back on Friday at Brewster. And Montgomery initially stepped to the box, then he walked back out because he thought that there was going to be a mound visit and a pitching change. And the A's coaching staff didn't move, so Torrin went ahead and settled in the batter's box. Well, just then, did Chatham head coach in his 4th season, Tom Holliday, walk out to the mound, and I believe this could be it for Jacob Waters. No signal to the bullpen has been made yet, though there is activity with a southpaw towing the rubber. Usually when you see a manager walk out to the pitcher's mound, it's to make a change, but that time it's just for a conversation. Waters will stay in this game with runners at first and second, still no outs in the top of the 4th as Chatham leads 2-0.
Holliday's done a great job comprising a staff, pitching coach like Dennis Cook. It's led this Chatham team to a top 5 ERA in the league so far.
2 men on, no outs on the board for Torrin Montgomery. First pitch, swing and a miss through the fastball, that time at 95 miles per hour. That's the fastest we've seen so far from Waters as it was elevated in the zone. Count 0-1. Montgomery a ground out, his only plate appearance tonight back in the 2nd inning. Looking to erase the 2-run deficit, the 0-1. Plunging into the dirt, count even at 1 apiece. Montgomery has really come on strong as of late. He's riding a 3-game hit streak into this 2nd game of the doubleheader. After going hitless in the first 5 ball games of the summer. Waters brings home the 1-1. Swing and miss, down and in. On a 93 mile per hour fastball at strike 2.
Yeah, dead red down the center, and instead it dipped down for Montgomery.
Windish, the lead man at 2nd. He reached via a walk. Anderson behind him at 1st with a base hit. Montgomery lifts the bat over his shoulders as he awaits the 1-2. Off speed, got it. Cut on and missed from Montgomery. And that's the first out as Waters records his 4th strikeout of the ball game.
He's forcing Torrin Montgomery to stay low to the ground, which isn't a great thing because then he won't be able to lift a ball up.
Once again, here's Tom Holliday making his way to the mound, but it's clear the call of the bullpen was made with runners at first and second and one out in the top of the fourth. Jacob Waters' day is done for the Chatham A's, as a southpaw will jog on the bump, which isn't good news for the Gatemen, and we'll tell you why when we come back for more Wareham baseball. Chatham up 2-0 in the top of the fourth on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
Looking for your dream home on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty's dedicated team of real estate professionals are ready to make your dream a reality. Don't just look for a place, discover a home. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and online classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in accounting, business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Local craft beer, great food, games, outdoor beer garden, and live music. That's all at Stone Path Malt. Malt, better beer. Conveniently located across from Wareham Crossing in the West Wareham Industrial Park. Check them out.
Back for the top of the fourth inning. Chatham leading 2-0. That's been our score since the first, but for the first time tonight, Cam, the Gatemen are threatening. Runners at first and second with just one out. Kellum Clark soon to come up to the plate, but he'll work against a new arm as a left-hander has come out of the A's bullpen. At 6'3", 210 pounds is the sophomore out of Utah, Cy Nelson. A second-year Chatham A, pitched here last summer. And while you look back this spring, 28 appearances for the Cougars of BYU with a 3.21 ERA across 33 2/3 innings pitched. 45 Ks, just 7 walks. So he's got good command of the zone with a fastball sitting in the low 90s. Windish at second. He led off this frame with a walk. Anderson behind him at first. He reached on a base hit. 2 men on, 1 away for Kellum Clark. Lefty on lefty. First pitch from the southpaw. Swung on and missed on off-speed cutter for strike one. We took you into the commercial break and said that this Gateman offense is not good news. They're facing a left-hander, and so far this season it hasn't been. A team batting average of 150 against left-handed pitching. That's just 6 for 40 at the plate. Nielsen looks back to second, the 0-1. Off the plate, count even at 1 apiece. Clark 0 for 3 in the loss to Falmouth, but he did bring in a run with a sac fly. He also walked twice. Trailing by 2 runs, the 1-1 pitch comes home. It's outside and low for ball 2. The evening air starting to cool off as the sun is now set beyond the left field trees. Still a beautiful night. Very few clouds in the sky. Throw back towards second. Windish dives back in as the lead runner just in time with the shortstop Brown coming to cover. Great sunset in the distance. This is the epitome of Cape Cod baseball. Lights are now on here at Veterans Field. Clark tapping the plate twice. Now bringing the lumber above his shoulders. 2 men on, 1 out. Nielsen sends home the 2-1. Missing the bottom corner, outside half. It's ball 3. Clark out of Mississippi State. Just as we said, Nielsen's a second-year Chatham A. Clark is a second-year Wareham Gateman. Looking to load the bases. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled off back towards the Gateman dugout. The count runs full. Wareham returns from this extended road trip back tomorrow to Spillane Field as they will play host to the undefeated 7-0 Cotuit Kettleers. Can Wareham potentially load the bases? 2 men on, 1 away, the 3-2. Up and in, that's ball 4. It nearly hits Clark. Thankfully, it missed him. And now the vacancy sign has been turned off for the base paths. They're loaded up for Ryan Campos.
We talked about it earlier this game, and we've talked about it through the back half of this early start to the season. If Wareham can count.
First pitch liner over to third base. Fielded by Winland. He throws a second for 1. The throw over to first in time. A heartbreaking 5-4-3 double play ends the scoring threat for Wareham. Our score remains Chatham up 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Can the Gatemen continue trying to battle back, or will the A's increase their lead? We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Joanne Stevenson with Berkshire Hathaway and Robert Paul Properties brings over 21 years of real estate experience to the South Shore and Cape Cod area. The Robert Paul Properties team not only specializes in coastal luxury properties, but proudly serves our veterans in their home search or sell process. Joanne Stevenson is your local, homegrown agent who knows the area and knows the market. Call Joanne Stevenson with Robert Paul Properties for all your real estate needs. Located at 155 Front Street in Marion.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866-ASK-MARY or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
We're back at Veterans Field, and our music tonight, Back in Black, AC/DC, as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The A's up on the Gatemen, 2-0. That's been our score since the first inning, as Caden Grice lifted out a 2-run homer to left center field. Those have been our only runs scored so far, Kim, but Wareham definitely threatened in the top half. A 5-4-3 double play ended the inning, the bases loaded.
Yeah, and Ryan Campos had a base hit in that top of the 7th in game 1 in a pinch hit effort, so you knew he could make good contact, but just good contact in the wrong spot, a 1-hopper, and a great pick by Winland Jr., because if that at all veers out of his glove, Campos has the speed.
Lead off the bottom of the 4th, it's Guy Garibay Jr. First pitch, fastball plunges in at his feet. That's ball 1. Garibay, the right fielder out of Rice, 1 for 1 tonight. A base hit back in the first, 1 of 5 for the A's. The 1-0 over the first base side, a weird hop, but right into the glove of O'Brien. He steps on the bag. That's 1 down. It took a few soft hops up the line, and then right as it got off the infield grass, it popped up nearly eye-high to O'Brien. Good reaction time, though, from the Bradley Brave to retire the first batter.
It's a good thing he didn't leave his post and take a couple steps in to go grab it. That would have bounced over his shoulder, instead held his ground, and that actually proved to be a good thing.
From one lefty here to the next, here's Paul Winland Jr. First pitch. Takes the off-speed for a strike 1 on the outer edge. Jonathan Brand from Miami of Ohio remaining on the mound for the Gatemen. Soon to be his 4th inning of action, the 0-1. put on the ground, second base side. Anderson ranges to his left, picks and throws. That's 2 down.
Now batting for the Anglers, the shortstop from Oklahoma State.
We do see Middle Tennessee State
Marcus
right-hander
Brown.
Eric Swan beginning to warm up in the Gateman pin that's exposed in the corner of right field. A quick 2 up, 2 down on a pair of ground outs. Here's Marcus Brown, the shortstop from Oklahoma State, led off the second inning with a base hit. Now in the bottom of the fourth, and the A's up by a pair. Righty on lefty, first pitch. Quick toss in there for strike 1 as it's taken in the upper half of the zone. Jonathan Brand, a pitcher who's known to mix up tempo. This time he goes quick again. The 0-1 liner over the short. Blake on one hop. Across, there it is. That's the inning. Boy, less than 10 pitches from Jonathan Brand gets it done. That's the end of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men on base as he retires. The Chatham A's in order. We're through 4 of this 7-inning contest. Chatham up 2-0 on Wareham. Will the offense finally break through? We'll find out when we come back for the top of the 5th for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gateman and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gateman.
We make our way into the top of the 5th inning tonight in Chatham, and the A's on their home field lead Wareham 2-0. Keep in mind this is just a 7-inning contest, so we've got 3 innings of baseball left. And for Wareham, well, they've had just 1 hit on the night, but the first scoring threat came moments ago in the 4th when they left the bases loaded on an inning-ending double play. Here's Connor O'Brien, first pitch. Bradley Brave lifts it out of play back into the parking lot. Lefty on righty as Cy Nielsen returns for what is soon to be his first full inning of work after he came out of the pen and faced 2 batters to end the 4th. Southpaw out of BYU peers in towards home. Now ready's at the belt. The 0-1. O'Brien chops it foul back over to the A's dugout on the third base side. The Gateman's 7-hole hitter, 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded over to the first baseman back in the 3rd. Two steps out, now back in. Lefty on righty. As Nielsen turns and fires. The 0-2 pitch taken down low for ball 1. Cam, that might have missed, but it wasn't by much.
Yeah, the catcher Rivera thought that was strike 3, was already turning over to first to give it the whip around after a strikeout.
The 1-2 offering. O'Brien hit high in the air, left center field. Hogan trailing backwards, brings it down for out number 1. That ball really didn't have much carry, but it was more so just could Hogan find it with the sun beginning to set.
Also, did Connor O'Brien hit it in the airstream enough where the light wind that looks like it's blowing out could maybe carry it a little further than Hogan expected?
hit it in the airstream. You're getting like a little meteorologist over there.
I try. Might be a side gig one day.
Here's Derek Fabian, the Florida third baseman. 0 for 1 today. Righty on lefty, first pitch. Taken for strike 1. Fabian in his Gateman debut after getting into Wareham just a few nights ago. Hit .218 this spring with 43 starts for the Gators. 0-1 toss, down and in. Fastball misses, count even at 1 apiece. And when you hear the name Fabian, for me, I think of his older brother, Judd, who was a second-round pick last year of the Cincinnati Reds, turned down the money and came back to school and was an all-conference player for Florida. The 1-1. Fabian chops it foul, third base side. Out of play. But for Fabian, he wanted to follow in the footsteps of his brother Judd, but also wanted to create his own legacy with the Gators. But with them both being from the state of Florida, just says that playing for the Gators was always a lifelong goal. Base is empty, 1 down at the top of the 5th. Chatham up by 2. The 1-2 toss. Fabian takes called. Strike 3 on the upper and outer corner. Two away for Michael Robertson, center fielder, 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. 2-out pitch, dives away for ball 1. Cars driving past in the distance of right field. The 1-0 off the plate. That's ball 2. Bleachers wrap around from dugout to dugout with lawn chairs going up and down the foul lines. A few folks seated on blankets on the outfield berm with the wind rolling out to center field. The 2-0. Robertson takes a called strike 1 in the bottom corner. Nielsen did a good job there painting the outer half just to find the zone. Blake Wright taking his own deck swings on the grass. The 2-1 called strike 2, this time up in the zone, still working the outside half though. Blake Wright though probably is a good 10 feet away from the on deck circle. Hitter just trying to get any kind of advantage he can before he potentially faces Nielsen for the first time. The 2-2 skipping in the dirt is ball 3. But before Blake Wright can take any swings, it'll be up to Robertson to keep this frame alive. 2 down in the top of the 5th, trailing by 2. Payoff. Fouled up. No, drop strike 3. Rivera lost it. His throw up the line. Gonna be close, but in time. Robertson strikes out for the second time today. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left on base as the Gatemen are retired in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's about to get hot in here, as Nelly would say. Eric Swan charges out of the Gatemen bullpen. We'll tell you more about him when we come back. The A's up 2-0. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Mark Deshays has been practicing law in southeastern Massachusetts for over 30 years. His primary focus is on all aspects of real estate law, including residential and commercial real estate transactions, commercial leasing, land development, land use and zoning law, and land conservation matters. If you need representation, call now at 508-993-2300.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League, offering residential sales and vacation rentals across the Cape. We help you turn someday into right now. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod. So even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. No trip to the Cape is complete without a trip to Soft as a Grape.
Back for the bottom of the 5th. Chatham leads Wareham 2-0. That's been our score since the first. And the Gatemen have made their first call of the bullpen of the night in Game 2 of today's doubleheader. It's Eric Swan, the hard-throwing right-hander out of Middle Tennessee State. Can we tease there a little bit at the end? It's getting hot in here. The Swan coming in, and that's talking about the fastball. 96. It's been clocked as high as 99 this season, but relatively sits in the 96 to 98 range for the right-hander. Final line on Jonathan Brand, 4 innings of 5-hit baseball with 2 runs. Both were earned, no walks and 3 strikeouts. Meanwhile, Swan meets 8, 9, and 1 in the Chatham A's order, led off by the left fielder Caulfield, who's 0 for 1. First pitch, 96-mile-per-hour fastball, inside corner, called strike 1. Thomas Caulfield out of Millersville, struck out back in the second. Righty on lefty with a plane flying overhead in the distance. The 0-1. Skipping down to the feet, dancing out of the way of it was Caulfield. Count even at 1 apiece. Swan makes his second appearance of the summer, coming in with 3 innings pitched, 1 hit against him. That was at Orleans on Tuesday night. No runs allowed so far this season. No men walked either. He's struck out 2. The 1-1. Popped up and out of play over the third base side. Caulfield, a native of Westchester, Pennsylvania. Millersville, located in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Swan looking to retire, the first batter in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2. Chopper hard up the first baseline. O'Brien drops out of the glove, picks it up. Swan covers, steps on the bag. That's 1 away. A little PFP for Eric Swan. Pitcher fielding practice. The Gatemen have spent a lot of time on that when they've been at home this week before games, and it pays off. 1 away on what was a weird turn for O'Brien to make, but nonetheless, it was still in time.
These first basemen in Torrin Montgomery and Connor O'Brien have been great defensively, which is a plus for the Gatemen.
1 out pitch to Rivera, taken for strike 1, outer half.
Is it odd to you that with Eric Swan's windup, it's almost like he's going to exhaust his shoulder too much? He stays, his stance is very closed, and he just pumps and fires.
The 0-1 lifted up in the air to right. Clark ranges to his right, camping under it. That's 2 down.
Top of the order for the Anglers, the second baseman from Oklahoma State University, number 57.
Clark doing his best to make quick work of the A's offense. A quick 2 up, 2 down. And we go back to the top of the order in Ron Riggio, second baseman from Oklahoma State. 0 for 2 tonight. A ground out and a strikeout. Wind slowly rolling from home plate out to center field. 2 out toss to Riggio. High in the air to center field. Robertson initially moved back, now charges ahead, and that's the third and final out. Well, Eric Swan comes out of the bullpen and does just what he does. 1, 2, 3 frame. We're through 5, and we head to the top of the 6th. Chatham still holding strong. A 2-0 lead with time running out. Will the Gatemen cut it or maybe even erase it entirely? We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Reed Custom Soils is New England's leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installations and is the exclusive New England supplier of stabilized stone dust. Reed Custom Soils services over 300 golf courses and provides unique blends to fit your needs, all by experienced precision blenders. To learn more about how Reed Custom Soils can serve you, call toll-free 1-800-924-5335 or head to reedcustomsoils.com.
The law firm of Lang, Exifaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exifaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
A beautiful view is in front of us tonight at Veterans Field. We head into the top of the 6th inning. Chatham up 2-0. But around us, while the air may be getting a tad bit chilly, at least for my southeastern blood, we look up into the skies. And part of it is ocean blue. The other, really more of a, I want to say a pinkish color, a salmon, maybe.
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy, that's the best thing.
Cotton candy skies.
The clouds look like cotton candy scattered across the left field skies. It's absolutely remarkable here tonight. Hands down the best view we've had all summer. Here's Blake Wright to lead things off for Wareham. Top of the order. The leadoff man's 0 for 2 tonight. Lefty on righty, first pitch. Off the plate and away, count 1-0. For Wareham, time's running out to erase the 2-run deficit they face. This is just a 7-inning ball game as the second leg of today's doubleheader. The 1-0, liner over to short. One hopper grab by Brown. His throw and the stretch by Grice makes it happen.
Marcus Brown at shortstop.
Boy, a nice snag from Marcus Brown. He dove on it, speared it out of the air. His throw across is going to be a little short. That's where a 6'5" first baseman will help out Grice. The essential leg split off the first base bag, that's one away.
He was in a full stretch. And he assumed the leg split as he was catching it. So he needed to make that catch, and it was almost like he was leaning forward while keeping his foot back.
1-out pitch to Hogan Windish is taken for strike 1 in the lower half. That's up there for defensive play of the night. Lefty on righty once again. Windish 0 for 1 with a walk as the 0-1 pitch misses off the plate. Count even at 1-1. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Wareham. 2 runs on 5 hits for Chatham with 1 error. 1-1. Outside. Ball 2. Change up, try to see if Windish would chase away. Cy Nelson's going to have to try to figure out a new game plan. Got an experienced player at the plate in the last 4 seasons at UNC Greensboro. The 2-1. Fouled off the plate, back to the backstop. Count even at 2-2. Mickey Garcia, one of my favorite umpires in the CCBL, just called the bat boy by name and said, "Don't worry, I got it." He picked up, turned around the foul ball, threw it over to it. Base is clear with 1 down at the top of the 6th. Down by 2. The 2-2 to Windish. He stays alive. Foul tipping it off the home plate. Did travel far from there. Harvey Shapiro back in the third base coach's box. Once again for the Gateman. He's broken out the jacket. Two-two delivery. Windish lifts it up into the right field skies. Giving chase is Garibay back towards the fencing, and he drops it on the warning track. Windish jogs into second base. And we'll have to see what the official scoring is there. It's either a double or an error on the right fielder. I would guess the first one mentioned. And indeed it is. A 1-out double for Hogan Windish. And the Gatemen have the tying run coming up to the plate.
Don't want to bring out my meteorologist hat one more time, but that caught the airstream. Flew out to right center. And Garibay actually just didn't get a good jump on it. As he was racing toward it, it fell right in front of him. So it's not that he dropped it, it was more that he didn't really get a good read on it and missed it with his outstretched glove.
Windish finds some luck courtesy of the airstream, says Cameron Ezeir. He stands at second with 1 out for Max Anderson. First pitch, chopper foul, third base side. Anderson 1 for 2 tonight. He's responsible for the only other hit the Gatemen have had the last time we saw him in the 4th. Now in the top of the 6th. Gatemen down by a pair. Nielsen takes a long deep breath. The 0-1. Up and out of here. Behind home plate it'll sail and bouncing off of the roof of the restrooms. Anderson getting just his second start of the season at second base. He started every game so far this year, but all the others have been on the hot corner at third. He awaits the 0-2. It's on the way. Inside on him, dipping out of the way of it. That's ball one. Fastball off the hand of Nielsen at 91. Did not catch the inner half of the plate. Windish at second with one away. Nielsen peering in towards home. He now readies at the belt. The 1-2. Taken low for ball two. Can we talk about just how beautiful of a scene this is right now? And looking around in the stands, there's a few folks with their phones out, taking one of those photos that'll end up on Facebook tonight. Nielsen comes set with a man at second. Anderson at the plate, the 2-2. Off the plate and foul. Third base side once again. Anderson is battling. He's fouled off two as he sits on a 2-2 count. The Gatemen left the bases loaded back in the fourth. They're trying to erase a 2-run deficit before time runs out. Once again, the 2-2. Put on the ground towards short. Brown picks it up, a couple hops over his throw in time. That's 2 outs.
The designated hitter, number 14, Torrin Montgomery.
Well, the Gatemen will have to do it with 2 outs in the top of the 6th if they want to try to score Windish from second base. And it's the lone home run hitter on the team, Torrin Montgomery. Designated hitter, 1 long ball this season. He's 0 for 2 tonight, though. The last batter yet to face Nielsen. First pitch to him, taken for strike 1. So far this season, Montgomery 0 for 3 against left-handers. Nielsen, a southpaw from BYU. Looking to finish off this frame without allowing any damage to continue holding Wareham scoreless as they trail by 2 runs. The 0-1. Montgomery takes strike 2 on the outer half. Bottom corner. The fastball dove for Nielsen. It was enough to get the call. Windish at second. He reached on a 1-out double moments ago. With 2 down, Montgomery stands in. Nielsen brings home the 0-2. Outside and away for ball 1. Kellum Clark on deck, but it's up to Montgomery to keep the 6th alive. Keep in mind this is just a 7-inning ball game as it's part of a doubleheader. The only way we can play past 7 is if the teams are tied, and after that you can just play to 9 before it's ruled a tie. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And that is the end of the top of the 6th inning. Wareham leaves yet another base runner in scoring position, this time Windish at second. Make that 5 now in this ball game that have been left on the base paths. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Chatham looks to extend their 2-run lead and possibly we see the Gatemen offense again in the 7th. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bat, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, OOFOS, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Gateman Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade, power like a pro.
We've seen the only action so far tonight. 2-run homer from Cade Grice. Is that enough to do it? Bat was back in the first inning. We haven't seen much of any offense from either team since. The Gatemen have threatened at times, but they've left 6 men. I think he's got one job in mind: keep the deficit at 2.
Especially because this is the teeth of the order, 2, 3, 4. And they represent 3 of the 5 hits for Chatham. And that Grice homer and Matt Hogan 2 for 2 today.
Hogan leads things off. Righty on lefty. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball blew it by him. 0-1. Hogan 2 steps out. Now back in the box. He awaits the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, cut on and missed. 0-2. For Swan to switch up, you go from 96 to 81. Well, it's only 15 miles of difference, but it makes a world of difference to a hitter.
And it's the same form. Not a lot of arm movement, more of just that pushing on the gas pedal.
The 0-2 called strike 3. Hogan is sat down for the first time tonight as Eric Swan notches his first strikeout of the evening.
For the Anglers, the designated hitter from Clemson, number 37, Cooper Engel.
1 down, bases clear in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chatham leading it by a pair. Here's Cooper Engel, Clemson designated hitter. 0 for 2 tonight, a pair of groundouts. Righty on lefty once again. Defensively, the Gatemen set standard. 1 out toss. Cut on. Strike 1. We have not seen a defensive shift so far from Wareham this season. Part of the old school mentality for Harvey Shapiro. The 0-1. Missing off the left side. Count even at 1 apiece.
Harvey cares more about the performance of his players and how they're able to man their specific zone rather than focus on a shift.
Over 530. The 1-2 offering. Line shot into left field. It's fair, and indeed it is. Engel turns on the Jets. He's trying to turn 2. Windish's throw won't get there in time, and it's a 1-out double for the Clemson Tiger and Cooper Engel.
Now batting for Chatham.
Chatham doing all they can, trying to cash in on some insurance runs before giving it back to their pitching staff in hopes of the final inning at the top of the 7th. The A's lead it by 2, and it's courtesy of this man, Cade Grice. His first homer, Chatham's first team home run of the season, back in the 1st. A ground out last time we saw him in the 3rd. With a runner at 2nd, Swan looks back to him, now to home, and fires. First pitch swung on into left. Windish moving up, ranging to his right, makes the grab. That's the 2nd out, as Engel will not tag up from 2nd.
Chatham, the right fielder from Rice. Number 60, Guy Garibay Jr.
Well, one last chance if Chatham wants to try to increase their 2-run lead. It's Guy Garibay Jr., the Rice Owl, 1 for 2 tonight. A heavy lefty lineup tonight for Chatham. 7 of their 9 hitters have come from the left side, Garibay included. The right-hander Swan with a man on at 2nd, 2 down. Fires home, up and over the head of Campos, the catcher. But a hard ricochet off the backstop nearly gave Campos enough time to gun it down to 3rd, but Engel got a good jump, and he'll move ahead on the wild pitch.
Yeah, licked breaking balls and kind of lost control of it and just threw it with as much velocity as he could and skied it up.
The 1-0. Check swing up. A runner at the 2-1. Down and in. Ball 3. Will the Gatemen have to face a larger deficit than they have all game in the final inning? The 3-1. Missing outside and low is ball 4. Runners on the corners with 2 outs as the bottom of the 6th continues for Chatham and Paul Windland Jr. The Florida Southwestern product 0 for 2 tonight. As Ryan Campos steps in front of home to signal out a call from the dugout, Harvey Shapiro. Chatham has Engel at third, Garibay at first. Here's Windland, the 6-hole hitter. Righty on lefty with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch from Swan. Foul tipped off the plate. That's strike 1. Swan with that Middle Tennessee State Blue Raider glove resting on his chest. He'll have to wait on the pitch as Harvey Shapiro is jogging out to have a mound conversation with him. This is not to make a change. There's no one active in the Wareham bullpen. But that's the first time this season, Cam, that we've seen Shapiro take a mound visit just for a conversation.
Usually it's Eddie Marco who's done a great job with this pitching staff, but you flip it over to Harvey Shapiro in a situation that's dire for a Wareham team that cannot give up another run because only 2 hits up on the scoreboard in this entire day. Wareham has struggled to even register a hit. If it stays as is, that'll be 7 hits in just 14 innings over the course of 2 games for a team that secured 35 hits in the last 3 9-inning contests.
Swan remains on the bump as Shapiro returns to the dugout. The 0-1. Upstairs, over the heart of the plate, but high, count even at 1-1. Chatham leads 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. But treat this as if it were the 8th. This is just a 7-inning ball game. Runner going, the 1-1, cut on and missed for strike 2. Campos, no throwdown. They're not really worried about that runner at second right now with a man at third. Didn't want to go for the double steal and see that 2-run deficit grow to 3. Windland back in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes against him is the count with 2 away and runners at second and third. Swan readies at the letters and deals. The 1-2 fouled off. We'll do it again. Just a little high. Count even at 2-2. Campos tried his best to frame that one in the top of the zone, but Mickey Garcia would not be fooled. Home plate umpires called a great game tonight. Intensity starting to build in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 toss. Hit in the air to left center field. Trailing it back is Robertson at the warning track. He'll make the grab for the 3rd and final out. The Gatemen are able to strand runners at 2nd and 3rd. A good job from Eric Swan to keep Chatham off the scoreboard for yet another frame. Yep, the A's lead it 2-0. We'll head to the top of...
What's up, Gateman fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gateman.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gateman gear today.
Hey Gateman fans, don't miss out as the Wareham Gatemen head to Worcester, Mass. to take on the Bourne Braves at Polar Park, the home of the Worcester Red Sox. This special game at Polar Park takes place Monday, July 25th with a 6:45 first pitch. Tickets start at just $10, so head to gateman.org to get yours today.
The 2022 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Wareham Gatemen on Saturday, July 23rd. Join the CCBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization here at Spillane Field. Gates open at 2 p.m., Home Run Derby will begin at 5, and first pitch is at 6:05 p.m. Tickets will be available through the league and Gateman website.
back for the top of the 7th inning, and the Gatemen are switching things up in what they hope to be not their last frame of the night. This is just a 7-inning ball game, as it's the second leg of today's doubleheader. And they'll switch things up by pinch hitting Ian Farrow right here. But, however, we see a mound visit before the inning even starts, and, well, we've got to call to the bullpen. The Chatham A's thought they were getting a lefty-on-lefty matchup against Kellum Clark, but instead it's lefty-on-righty with a Farrow subbed in, and the A's pitching coach and Dennis Cook is not taking any chances as he sends Tom Holliday out to make the change, and that'll be it for Cy Nielsen. Well, as we just returned, we'll keep it here, just in the top of the 7th inning as the new Chatham arm begins to warm up. We'll recap tonight's game for you. So far tonight, Wareham, no runs on 2 hits with no errors. And you look back today, those 2 hits, a 4th inning single from Max Anderson and a 6th inning double from Hogan Windish. And folks, that has been it. The most threatening portion of the ball game came in that 4th frame where Wareham loaded the bases with just 1 out, but a 5-4-3 double play would end the inning for Chatham and keep any potential runs off the scoreboard for the Gatemen. Now, as we said, Cy Nielsen's day is done before he 20 appearances with 1 start, but he made 5 saves. That's the more important part in this ball game. He finished with a 1.20 ERA across 52 and 2/3 innings, racking up 74 strikeouts while walking just 11 batters. I think his best ball game of the season against Polk State, 12 strikeout performance with a nasty curveball. Cy Nielsen's final line tonight, 2 1/3 of 1-hit baseball. He absolutely dominated the Gatemen offense and really picked up right where Jacob Waters left off, tonight's starter. No runs, no earned runs, of course, with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. As Halliday throws his final few warm-up tosses, Ian Farrow will make his way back around the battery. Like we said, he's pinch hitting in the top of the 7th to lead things off, replacing Kellum Clark in the order. Clark previously was 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. Farrow out of Florida Gulf Coast, righty on righty, first pitch. Halliday misses down and away for ball 1. I mentioned 5'10", but he's got a high leg kick. Looks like a, what is that? I'm trying to think of the word now. I've lost it. Oh well, the 1-0. Outside and away. You know the dancers in New York that really bring the legs up high.
Oh, the Rocketeers.
Rockettes.
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 Is that it? Okay.
I was thinking of coquettes. Nonetheless, I knew that wasn't right. 2-0 toss to Farrow. Called strike 1, outer half. Yeah, that leg kick comes up pretty high. Nonetheless, the right-hander, resting the glove in front of his face, comes set, winds and deals. Farrow lets the 2-1 miss away for ball 3. The Gatemen just need 1 man on the base pass to bring the tying run to the plate. Farrow, soon to be Miami Hurricane, the 3-1. Cut on and missed, that's strike 2. Angler fans still here in attendance. Still a good showing late in this one. We've had beautiful weather tonight. Great night of the ballpark. Payoff pitch soon to come. Halliday delivers. Swing and a miss. He got it. Brian Halliday comes out of the Chatham A's bullpen and sits down in the top of the 7th.
Really smart move from Dennis Cook to go righty on righty. He knows what he's doing. That's why Tom Holliday, in his 4th season as the head manager for the Chatham A's, trusts him to make that switch.
Back on a pitch that was low and outside. Campos taps the plate once, brings the bat above his shoulder. The 1-0. Taking fastball down low in the zone. 90-mile-per-hour heater from Halliday.
Yeah, he's sitting 90-91 as someone that's 5'10", 200. That leg kick generates so much power on his arm.
The 1-1 offered. Campos sees it dive in on him. That's ball 2.
It's also really impressive Campos read that one because this is a guy in Brian Holiday's curveball spin rate rests very high, close to the major league level.
Campos stands in. Here's the 2-1. Liner up the line into left field on a diving play. Caulfield makes the grab.
And Hogan in left field for the Anglers.
We have a defensive change now in left. Matt Hogan is out there, but he still made the snag. The former South Carolina Gamecock flashing the glove. And now shows the bow and arrow celebration out there.
The first baseman, number 13, Connor O'Brien.
A defensive change was not previously announced, so we apologize for letting that one slip through the cracks. Here's Connor O'Brien with 2 down, the top of the 7th. He's the last hope. First pitch. Up and out. That's ball 1. One-0 pitch off the plate. It's ball 2. This is a 7-inning ball game, so treat it as the top of the 9th. The Gatemen trying to avoid what will be their 3rd straight loss. The 2-0 offering. O'Brien fouls it up and out of here. Trailing by 2. That's it. A minimal margin, but it's really seemed like a mountain for the Gatemen to try to move here tonight. Base is clear with 2 away. The 2-1 pitch. O'Brien fouls it off again. Be sure to stay tuned after final out tonight. Cam and I will wrap things up for you from Veterans Field. The 2-2 to O'Brien. Lined, one hopper, over to second. Riggio picks it up, and that's the game. His throw to first in time. With the Chatham A's here at home, sweep the doubleheader over the Wareham Gatemen as they win game 2, 2-0 over Wareham. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Gatemen. 2 runs on 6 hits with 1 defensive miscue for the winning A's. Cam, so far tonight, it just seemed like after giving up the 2-run homer to Cade Grice in the first inning, that put up an obstacle that Wareham just could not escape away from.
Why Wareham's been so good over these last 3 games is not about their ability to capitalize off free passes, even though we'll harp on that over the last 3 games and harp on it today, and Wareham's inability to replicate that. What you got to realize is 2 hits, 5 hits in game 1, only 7 hits in the doubleheader. That's where Wareham really fell off. So yes, you load the bases back in the 4th, but 2 of them are via the walk. And you know, these Chatham pitchers have been so good all season long. If you can't contend with the Chatham pitchers and you allow the A's to score early for a team in Chatham that struggled to score all season, it's hard to contend in the first place. So the lack of hitting is something that Harvey Shapiro and company will have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, why were we so good the last 3 games and not these past 2?
The Gatemen now fall to 3-4-1 on the year as they've lost 3 in a row, including 2 today. Meanwhile, with the win, Chatham improves to 3-3-1 on the early 2022 season. As Cam alluded to there a little bit, Wareham had their opportunities tonight, just could not capitalize and get the big hit when they needed it the most. Tonight on the ball game, Wareham stranded 4 base runners. All were in scoring position. You've got to come through with a big hit if you want to win big games in this league, and that's exactly what tonight was. So obviously tomorrow's standings will be shaken up a little bit. Well, Wareham is going to be on a 3-game skid when they welcome the top team in the league to Spillane tomorrow, an undefeated Catuit-Kettleer team.
That's going to be a really difficult task, especially because throughout the first 2 games in a win over against Hyannis and a tie against Bourne, it seemed the best 2 pitchers in the starting staff were Michael Sansone and Jonathan Brand. Both
home run given up to Grice in the first. No walks and 3 strikeouts on the evening. Meanwhile, tonight, Cy Nielsen picks up the victory for Chatham, I should say. Nearly said Catuit. That's tomorrow's opponent, but Nielsen tonight out of the pen. Tossed 2 1/3 of 1-hit baseball for Chatham while walking 1 and striking out 3. Well, that'll do it for us tonight from Sweeps today's doubleheader as they lock up the game number 2 win, the final score of 2-0. Final lines, one final time. Wareham, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Chatham, 2 runs, 6 hits with 1 defensive miscue. Cam, any final parting thoughts?
I think the biggest thing for Wareham is how do you find the bats, and they were able to, after struggling throughout the first 3 games, batting just 128 and responding with 3 straight, batting 313. So my final thought is, going into Cotuit, how do you find the bats? Because against Chatham, you needed to against a struggling pitching staff, a good pitching staff and a struggling offense. And against Cotuit, they don't have a struggling pitching staff or a struggling offense. They've all been stout.
Can the Gatemen be the first team this season to knock off the Kettleers? Find out tomorrow night at 6 over at Spillane Field, where Alex Feuz will have the call for you. That'll do it for us tonight at Veterans Field. For Cameron Ezeir, I'm Cade Crenshaw saying so long. This has been Wareham Baseball on the Gateman Radio Network, and as always, remember to smile.